Hello, everyone, and welcome back to coverage of the Virtual World Cup Week 2. Tonight for me at least, we're going to be watching the match between Ireland and the Philippines. So, thank you to everyone who's tuned in already. Uh, Please get your votes in. You can use the command !vote followed by a number to tell me which match you'd like us to watch. Hello, QPR fan. Hello, King of Letters. Hello, Ollie. Hello, Joseph. Joseph, of course, one of the players on the Irish team. Yes, he says he won't be in chat after the game start. Yes, that seems appropriate. Right now, we are still waiting for the commencement of festivities. I see that not all of the Irish team is online yet. Um, Maybe the I will add the Philippine team to my buddies list as well. Uh, King of Letters says I sound different tonight. I'm trying something new. You can see a slightly different part of my room because previously I've been streaming from streaming with the camera facing the wall, and I was sitting on my bed, but now I'm at my desk. Is it better? Is it worse? Feedback is welcome. We can always go back to the previous layout. Hello, hello. A bunch of follows as well while I was away. Uh Joseph and Small IG, thank you for the follows. We also got a follow from Corny Guest. So that's a Cornelia Guest. She might not be in the stream yet, but hopefully more people will be coming along. Right, right. Joseph, good luck. Uh, I am now with every one of my buddies list. I can see their game statuses at a glance. None of the matches have started yet. Still plenty of time to get your votes in, folks. Remember to vote. You just need to use the command !vote followed by the number of the game you want to see. I've listed the numbers for the first game on the screen that you should be able to see. Subsequently, Luxac bot will tell you what the options are. I don't have. I found it difficult to incorporate this list into my ISC window. Doesn't explain why it sound different. Well, the acoustics are different. Duh. Um, you know, I'm not doing anything differently on my end, I don't think. Maybe unconsciously making a bit more of an effort to speak up. I went through some of my VODs yesterday and I thought I was a bit soft, but I asked some other people and they said it was fine, but maybe I'm still doing it anyway. Who knows? Anyway, okay, so is that everyone? No, we're still missing one more player. Can't tell who it is at a glance, but hopefully they'll be along shortly. It is not yet time. We're not yet at the scheduled time of the can't talk. We're not yet come to the time when the match was scheduled to begin. Uh, oh, I thought you were deliberately trying to sound more what? Hello, Will. Yeah, I see lots of votes for two. Sound more what? King of Letters. I need to know. Yeah, I guess we will be having a look at two, probably two winning by quite a lot. That should be a pretty exciting matchup. For that top seed for the Philippines and very strong player. Have had the pleasure of playing her many times. Events like the King's Cup. Generally, we have good games. Kevin, I don't think I've ever played with Kevin on the board, but he is a very strong player as well. I know that. So be a good game. Uh, okay. I believe things are starting to kick off. So let's just jump right into the action. I was about to offer a breakdown of the matches that have happened so far this weekend, but we can do that later. So I see that, well, actually, interestingly, someone changed, right? Yes. So Odette began with a change, and Kevin replied with Bungie, taking the more defensive positioning that, of course, could have been placed with the Y, the square, 2 more points that would expose the U like that. And not sure I agree actually. U is basically dangerous only with the X, so I would I would take the points there, but there's it's not a big difference. So hello, Stibars. Supporting Team Ireland. Great. Uh, Surf Right from the one and only Will Anderson. I have never been surfing. It looks kind of fun. Like I enjoy skiing. Kind of looks like skiing on water, but I've never actually tried it. Maybe somebody can comment on that. Love to hear it. While I talk more about the Scrabble. Odette, interesting rack. Not a clear option jumping out immediately because those are nice tiles, but she doesn't quite have a bingo. So at least not that I can see. And not an obvious way to. Oh wait, surf right is a word. Oh man, I just embarrassed myself greatly. I thought Will was joking. Well, my comments about let's see, I've forgotten to we just do that as well. Feels like something I should know. Haven't seen that one before. Okay, but that clearly has, and great spot from Odette. Uh, so nice tiles for Kevin as well. What exactly righted? Um, that word, yes. And serve right being a verb, but it doesn't you can't put a D behind it because obviously the past has to be served road. Bit right, bit right is good. But the B just been obstructed by serve right, and Will points out that serve right does take a different hook. So if Kevin is confident enough of that hook to play, he can score pretty well for his bingos. So righted, girth, girth scores a little bit more, I guess, making serve rider. Oh, and he plays high. At So yeah, even if he is unsure of the hooks to serve right, there was still frighted as a possible bonus there. So not too great of a play, but Hyde at least still scoring some points. For that with a kind of tricky rack, picking up 3 eyes after the bingo. Surf Rider is a tough one though. I certainly wouldn't have been able to play Surf Rider since I was not even aware that Surf Ride is a good. Kevin does pick well though. TPR fan here says so many nine opportunities now. Yes, that's true, but Kevin playing quite quickly. Not sure if he had anything. through that, and now it's obviously been taken out because can't put a tile underneath stagers. Ooh. But that kept two eyes and drew two more eyes, so a pretty quick change here. That looks pretty correct. Uh, so Kevin can score in the spot that he opened with something like promo. Expecting to see something like that. Calm down quite quickly. That would put Kevin at a pretty significant advantage. So Kevin definitely drawing the better side of the tile so far. A missed opportunity, but seemingly not going to cost him if he plays promo. He's going up to a pretty big lead. The suggestion of poem for defense is also possible. Um, sorry, promo obviously exposing this, and in fact that's what he does. Takes a small sacrifice. I think that's a good play. And it still puts Kevin up to lead of 100 points. Can definitely afford to make that sacrifice there. Rejoices, however, is Odette draws that and immediately plays it, so game is still looking competitive, but Kevin has picked the first blank. He may have a bingo. I haven't seen one quite yet. Scooters, not a word, unfortunately. Hello, Scrabble Kitty. So King of Letters right to I think quite right to call out poem for defense. So good play by Kevin there. Thanks to Scrabbler27 for the follow. What's up? Uh, sure we have lots of people tuning in from very different parts of the world. Hope you're having a good weekend wherever you are. Mm, still not seeing anything. Rootier, more like Groot. I mean, Kevin is still in a great position, holding the blank in a with a lead and on turn. He just needs to play something, sort the rack out, most likely get the bingo on a following turn. So yeah, I was just about to suggest something like that. Play down here, taking out this somewhat dangerous spot that could use to score well. That with a pretty bad rack once again. Has the Q with the U, but no other vowels means that the Q probably cannot be used effectively. So the only Q play is probably like Quep like this. Probably too low scoring to consider. To play Trios was sound. That also doesn't score a lot. I was actually considering an exchange. I think an exchange would have been warranted there. Re-forgot. Once you forget, how can you re-forget? Although to be fair, there are lots of weird words in the Scrabble dictionary that you could ask the same question of. Um, okay, Kevin now with a rack that should be bingoing. It's a question of what the best one is. So he has a ing here, plenty of words. going on to ing like that. Can he do better than that? I don't think this E can be used for a bingo that would hit this triple. Wow, is that I road? It's a beautiful find if Kevin can manage that. High road onto the D. It's tough because you have to imagine your blank as a H. And high road, fairly low probability. Although it might be considered to be a part of some people's natural vocabularies, like a alternative of highway, I guess. I often hear, I mean, I know the expression "take the high road," but that's two words, high road. So yeah, Kevin, I'm missing out on high road there, hoarding, still putting him once again in a very advantageous position with more than 100 point lead. I guess Odette did draw a second barrel, so I guess I'm expecting to see Quep. Yep, Quep comes down. Now, finally an awkward rack for Kevin. Double V, X, Y, no I to make QI. Be the value he most wanted to see there. Uh, so the Youngs on his rack that he found somewhere. Session of Navi. Yeah. Navi presumably here. So decent option to clear the rack out. I like that. Yeah, that seems much better than anything else I've seen because scores decently and it clears out those two V's. Very unattractive sitting on the rack. It does open a good lane for that to bingo in. That could be pretty hard to take out. I suppose an eye is drawn. Let me just bring up the unseen. Eye is drawn, then a play making QI would do it. But if not, this is likely to remain available. So yes, a Navi play there by Kevin. So not some good scoring tiles for that, but not the best opportunities available on the board as it stands. He has none of the hooks to HEN. QPR fan maybe thinking about block poem or something. Back poem, not not words. Lawbuck. um Singaporean reference. Well done to Leon for that. Ooh, Kevin has picked up the second blank, so maybe despite Odette's best efforts, this may be going to Ireland. No unfaxed. Yes, I was just about to say not a word. Probably no bingo as of yet, but with the blank, can easily put himself in a position to play a bingo in one or two turns. Have been meaning to put up the names of the players, just constantly being distracted by other things. Let's get versus. Yeah, Vax. Yeah, that looks like a fine play. Vax like this. Kevin doesn't have to take the initiative in trying to go for a bingo. Zhu also a good option, I think, because as I said, this late is like to remain available. If that bingo's there, then she'll be opening up alternatives, and with the blank, the flexibility that the blank provides should help to. Oh, this might not end well for Odette. Kevin now with the Z score retaining this blank. That would not be that would pretty much be lights out for that, I think. Fan zone, unfortunately only fanzine. Y'all are in the Lord Live Gone fan zone. Fan zone. With that 5 vowels, no scoring tiles. Maybe some little plays making Z or she goes for the L hook on Zuya. Zuya of course taking lots of hooks. Um, maybe Olio a little bit better than Olane. Retaining the N, good with the. Well, actually, I was gonna say about how vowel heavy the bag is, but the bag isn't actually vowel heavy from Odette's perspective. It looks like this now because Kevin obviously 6 consonants on his rack to decline that match request. Staying focused on the games for you guys. I mean, he's still certainly not in any trouble at all though with a bingo's lead, blank in hand. They like waft, sorts the rack out, and many vowels in the back to draw. To go with these consonants to play a bingo with. The new ZE offering a great deal of flexibility. Oh, that has elation and toenail, but none of those work with this Z. Oops. Elation and toenail both blocked by waft. And R, relation, Tayloron, Oriental, so none of them work. Nothing with a Y, I don't think. So, or that great rack, but looks like she's going to be left high and dry. Really unfortunate game for that on the whole, I must say. Um, yeah, something like maybe Chin and O, but she is she has lost the game because she needs to bingo twice, but there aren't enough tiles remaining. There are 4 tiles in the bag. She should be able to. I mean, I feel like she should be able to get at least one. She has nice tiles. Ah, so we have Rick in the chat. Rick, the the official fifth member of Team Ireland, but today being replaced by the ably replaced, I think, by Joseph McGinley, who was in chat a while ago, but is now playing. Hmm, we could switch to a different game if people are not interested in watching what is shaping up to be a pretty big blowout. Uh, okay, so one in the bag now. I don't see anything for Kevin, but it's possible that he might be able to just play one tile, draw the last tile from the bag, and try and bingo. I don't think Odette threatens any bingos given these 8 tiles. Maybe if I'm wrong about that, someone in the chat can correct me. I guess we might as well finish watching this game. It's about to end. Uh, Kevin doesn't have that much time on his clock to think about this move. You can open the poll for the next game as well. Maybe whatever happens, Kevin should win this game here. So maybe I'll just hop around to see what's going on elsewhere. Maybe close game between Paul Gallen and Mohammad Suma. Maybe you can stay here for a while. Looks like all games still in progress. Let me just I do need to prune my buddies list. Been using that as a means to monitor the players during these events, but don't want to get too messy. So pretty interesting situation here for Mohammad Suma. He was actually looking at a bag with there were 5 in the bag. So ooh, that was a unexpectedly quick end to that game. Probably Gauti emptying the bag is not quite the right idea. But the interesting thing was that there were 5 in the bag, so 12 unseen tiles, 10 consonants, only 2 vowels. Uh, when this game is over, maybe I can examine it. There's some time in between the round. Let's keep going, see what's going on. Another close game between Joa and Lukman. Joa of the Philippines, Lukman of Ireland. Joa slightly ahead in this one, on turn as well. Oh, bag is empty, and Lukman would have had beauties through this E with his rack. So Joa has correctly blocked that. So looks like Joa will be taking this one. Oh, why do the poll options? Sorry, give me a moment. Yes, I changed. I'm using a spreadsheet to generate the command to do it quickly. But I have forgotten to swap out the Australian team's names from yesterday. Thank you to Alcyon for pointing that out. My mistake. Sorry about that. And get this in the right place. Also a close game between Joseph and John Tabasa, I believe, of the Philippines. Close end game. John empties the bag, take a slight lead, but he empties exactly, so he has seven on his rack. Joseph, the more flexible rack, also probably getting a chance to go out first. Looks like a win for Joseph. Uh, Sawari's game has concluded. See whose favor ended in. So Indus Wiz beat Sawari. So that would be got all these handles straight. Melvin of the Philippines beat Thiergal of Ireland. I believe the results are Paul winning, Kevin winning, Thiergal losing, Joseph winning. What about Lukman? Gets that. Lukman going down to Joa. So it is 3-2 to Ireland. So close round one, close round one. Definitely shaping up to be competitive. Both sides still in with a chance. Okay, the scores. Please note that voting for which match we will look at, for which game we will look at, sorry, uh, the second round is now open. Vote type exclamation point vote space followed by the number of the game. Luxac bot has listed the numbers. You can also reference it from this screen. So Paul versus John is 1, Kevin versus Muhammad Suma is 2, and so on, so on. And meanwhile, I'll just update the results. So all coming out with the victory there over Muhammad, Kevin beating Adet, Joa beating Lukman. Oh dear, I forgot to change the flags as well. Gosh, sorry about this, guys. It can, however, be accomplished fairly quickly. I thought I had changed all the flags, so this should be Ireland's flag, and that should be Philippines flag. Right, all done. It's not. Did I did I screw up? I got it from the. It's the Philippines flag. Well, at least the Coco site says so. So maybe Coco got it wrong as well. I'm sorry if we did Marlon. Uh I are you sure though? Yeah. Other people seem to be disagreeing. There is a yellow star. It's somewhat hard to see because the font I use on my stream, our theme is yellow as well. Pakistan's uh you must mean oh he was still seeing from a couple of seconds ago, and some of the games have already started, by the way, so let me just have a look at what is leading in the poll right now. Looks like Paul versus John Tabasa. I will get to that. Any strenuous objections can be expressed if you all vote for something else, and we can switch. No problem. Uh, Marlon, you might want to refresh Twitch. That might help. Uh, I do think I've got it correct now, at least. It was wrong for a while. I forgot to update it from yesterday. You see green and you are not lagging. I don't see the okay. I definitely don't see the Pakistani flag anywhere on this screen or on this screen. And It has started, by the way. Paul with a opening rack of ring way and puts it down fairly quickly. It's a great play by Paul Gallen of Ireland. I can just edit this so I can tell you and associate a name to the ISC handle. Uh, Anyone else in the chat can comment on what Marlon might be seeing. Yep. John will have ironclad as one response. Maybe ironclad through this R. Uh, there might be other things as well. Onoido through an O, but no O available. And yes, Sonic Rick points out diagonal through the A, which will score better. That would be a bit better than ironclad. Two positionings for diagonal. The same score, but perhaps slightly different. I believe this is slightly more defensive because it makes this harder to use. So if with a Z, for instance, it'll be harder to make an overlapping play. The one valid play I could see there would be Zowie, Zow whereas diagonal starting from here, much more flexible. Oh, for this triple. Anyway, ironclad is played, so that debate is now moot. Or as we can see, Paul did draw the J rather than the Z. So either positioning of diagonal would have given him a good score of the J. So ironclad actually turning out for the better despite being a slightly worse play in the dark. Onidio also pointed out that's probably the worst of the three possibilities. No obvious J scoring spot after ironclad. Um, Something like Jota, Jato, possible but not exactly inspiring. Hopefully there's something better. I think Yoko is probably better despite allowing easy scores in return for your opponent. Uh, Thank you to Little Nomi for the follow. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. Anybody see a good option for ball? I guess Mojo or Jomo, in other words. Thank you to Aphis for the follow. Aphis99, I think I have some idea who that is. Zhao seems fine. Uh, it is fine for sure, but I don't like keeping the second that additional O on the rack. Kind of tilted too tilted towards vowels. Aphis also points out the possibility of setting up the J, playing parallel to Ringway. Probably a little too cute. Uh, that is likely to raise some alarm bells for your opponent. I was trying to decide if Mojo or Jomo is more defensive actually. So the J doesn't allow parallels, but obviously your opponent can play through for fairly good score, as John has done. Paul draws the Q, so cannot somewhere. It's like what will happen. I do think that either Jomo or Mojo is better than Zhao. Hello, Delta182. I also have some idea who that might be. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Uh, you are a return visitor to my stream. Thank you. You may notice something slightly different about my camera. I have changed where in my room I'm streaming from. I think there was a comment just now that it might also have changed the acoustics. So if you have any feedback about that, please do let me know. I do feel more comfortable in this spot because I'm actually sitting on a chair with a back. The advantage to the other spot was that the background wasn't so cluttered. You can see all kinds of weird stuff in the background, like the air conditioning and a bookshelf. So Kanat played in a different position for a slightly lower score. Hmm, I don't know what the idea there is. Sacrifice of points is usually done for defense, but this is not more defensive exactly. Or great spot by John of Tanadar. Or QI as well. Wait, he didn't have an I. He had hasten and Q, right? Or you just mean dropping the Q. Yes. Yeah. Actually, QI is very strong. So or maybe missing a step there. The advantage to QI is that you keep the very nice six letters hasten, and it's very easy to draw bingo, especially if the boards are wide open. Both Ringway and Ironclad take S. Ironclad, of course, often used as an adjective, but it is also a kind of military ship, if I'm not wrong. And we do see that Paul is a bit punished for that decision because he by playing more tiles he exposed himself more to the variance comes from drawing tiles, and he drew too many vowels, so he's gonna have to sort that out. He does quite well with Aini. I'm wondering if there was something here though, using the H. Probably not. You'd have to play Hue or something and keep too many vowels. But Aini is. I was just thinking if he can do better than the score of Aini, which is not great. Although it does keep, it does what you want it to do, but there might be a better way to do it. Draw now with Behave on his rack, so Behave would have slotted in here nicely for a lot of points, but Aini blocks that. Does play here as well for a lower score, but maybe still reasonable. Also plays through here, so probably the best of them all. I think I like Behave through this A. Retains a vowel. Maybe he not wanting to expose this opportunity. 8, 9, 10. It was also one more point. It's a close call. QI would block Canada. Yes, yes, it would have. Q, I didn't catch the rack actually, but that seems very solid. 40 points. Can anyone spot uh what floaters John Tabasa will need to have 8-letter bingos? I believe there are 2. They are not available on the board as it stands. A is one of them. Spotlight. If it's there, I'm looking at something like this. If not for the flags, one might have thought this game would play between two Japanese players. Yes, two fairly Japanese sounding handles, and Scrabbler 27 in with the other one, which is T. Uh, this does keep a vowel heavy leaf, but potentially justifiable with a constant heavy back. I've just opened the unseen. That's fully visible. Yes, it does appear to be. Mm, any other suggestions? Slim at 3A, also possible. That is probably better. A play of additional vowel scoring more. 30 pens, yes. I do like it when I score more pens than my opponent. And John does go for it. So good play. All with the first blank. Oh, he does have the WU combination. They make it difficult to land the bingo immediately. Nothing quite coming to mind for me. Ah, gun wheels. So good find by Paul. All a very, very elite player. Don't expect him to be getting those things very often. Gun wheels comes down, and Paul takes a 40-ish point lead, so slight advantage, but I think John still definitely in with a chance. He does have an opportunity to make some of that deficit up right now with a good score, and he used this P that he's opened. Not to great effect, I don't think. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. I actually don't see a great option for on here, despite the fact that the rack is fairly balanced. It looks like there should be something reasonable. Typo might be the best of it, I guess, but EELU, oh, EELU, that's very, very sketchy. Very, very sketchy. All not picking any vowels after his bingo, but the consonants there are fairly flexible. If Fritz or something similar goes down somewhere, he'll be just fine. Hello, Nibu. Please put your kapas in chat for Nibu. Trying to see if Paul can make use of this TIZ, but doesn't seem to be quite working out. Having an intense logo session. Feel free to use the exclamation point Discord command. So Nibu, the operator of a great Scrabble slash word games Discord, I'm very active there. I mean, he definitely has the backup score of buys at least. That does keep FRTT, so it's like well, not significantly too consonant heavy, but at least flexible consonants. And the back is slightly vowel heavy, so it may work out. Another potential option is to play off other tiles while retaining the Z to score on a subsequent turn. That I'm sure Paul's already identified buys as a possibility. If he, that might be why he's continuing to think. There might be a so getting on to behavior or something. Interesting position here. Definitely perfectly reasonable to just play buys quite quickly though. Paul doesn't want to be short on time. This game might come down to an end game, and then Paul will need the time at the end. Still 26 tiles in the bag, so dropping below 5 minutes is not really where you want to be. Then you want to see a reason why Paul might be hesitating for so long. Buys is looks good, 45 points. It goes with bit for just 16, keeping FRZ. Uh, you're probably supposed to play buys there. Uh, Set up Ritz. Well, you need to draw an eye, or you, I guess, for FUTs, and it probably goes away in any case because you open a triple like that, opponent's pretty likely to play there. Uh, so setups are a big part of expert Scrabble players' repertoires. To set up is to play some tiles. Oh, nice spot for you steal. Uh, well, it blocks you steal in one spot, but it fits exactly making Tanadars. Yeah, yeah. Ironclads. Bye, Aditya. Good luck. Uh, we will be will so there's another VWC game that will be commencing in about 10 minutes. VW match, I should say. So India is involved, but I cannot remember who their opponents are. The UK, of course. So UK versus India in about 10 minutes. Aditya going off for that. Yeah. To return to the point about bit, it first you have to draw either Rits or Futs, and even if you do get it, it might get blocked. So it's creative play for sure, but I disagree. I think I disagree on the merits. Uh, the general rule of thumb when making the setup is to play tiles in a way that make the tiles that you keep behind more valuable by opening up good opportunities for them. Your setup should be either costly to impossible to block, or hard to notice. Ideally, they are both. So a play like this is not hard to notice because it scores only 16. Your opponent will be definitely thinking, maybe they want to use a T. And it's also not difficult to block, obviously, just play through the T. Ox is a pretty cool play. Sets up the E's. Uh, I didn't see how many E's he had. Was it, like at least one, but well, if he's pointing out knobs here, ignoring that setup, but getting a really big score. Definitely would be putting the pressure on. So yeah, both E's. So the only way for John to occupy this would be if he had the blank, and then he would still have to burn the blank. So Ox is a very very creative play. And Paul now cashing in. So this is what I said about a good setup. So this is difficult to block given that both E's are on Paul's rack. Bid not so much. And also he had to in this case Paul already had the E's, but to hit rates of futs he will need the appropriate draw. So John's still ahead, but blank unseen to him. Good lane here, reasonable lane here as well. But can could he lose after this bingo? I think he probably spent some time thinking about it because the Z is unseen, so there could be a really monstrous reply. He does have more than 5 minutes to think about it, so so he's ahead by 110. So some like really high scoring Z bingo could theoretically win, but I'm not sure if there was actually anything. And John does play Dacheric. I think we've seen some pretty good play from John Tabasa. So Ironclad, uh, not the best bingo, but aside from that, very very solid with Tanada and Dacheric. I uh Thank you to Seth for the follow. Thank you to Quantum Shadows for the follow. Welcome everybody just joining us. This is game 2, Ireland versus the Philippines. At the end of the first round, it was 3-2 to Ireland. This game was between uh, Paul from Ireland and John from the Philippines. John has won. I don't think Paul can probably get some good score with the Z, but not enough to come back. Might possibly even be the one to go out because you can see that John has I on his rack, and he might not have a place to play all those tiles at once. Not seeing one. But in any case, the game is lost for Paul. We'll just check on some of the other games. Malom taking down Aura K25. So that's Kevin from Ireland taking down Mohamed Suma. Other games appear to be still in progress. So Zone looks like a solid play. Go out with ORV blank somewhere subsequently. Uh, Given that this game is the result is not in doubt, perhaps I don't think hopefully people don't mind. I mean, if we switch around to what's going on elsewhere. Oh, that's interesting. Looks like Lookman played Tollway emptying the bag, but he drew DGQV and with that although behind, might still be able to win. Especially if that Q can be stuck. So one spot for the Q here. possibly no second spot. So that would not be good for Lukman. So if Odette can just block this spot for the Q, Lukman will be unable to play the Q, and she can slowly score points and probably overtake Lukman here. So I assume Odette is just taking the time to plan out all those moves in advance, to try and maximize the spread. Lukman is not careful, he'll be stuck with the V as well. See only one spot for the V. Okay. What else is going on? Renai, taking. Oh wait, that is the game we watched. So it has ended. Joa, Sawari taking down Joa. Indus Wiz taking down Joseph. So that's a 1-1. I assume that will win this 2-1 to the Philippines. When I won 3-1 to the Philippines, and the last but Kevin won, so it's 3-2 to the Philippines to tie the score up at 5-5. Hubert says player names at the top would be helpful. Yeah, I do have them for the main game, but it's now that we're switching around, it's difficult to implement. So I just turn that off to confuse anybody. He plays Mare and doesn't block the Q. I mean, she probably still wins because even if he gets QI, she will just go out and but that's probably not the spread maximizing play. So interesting. Yeah, I don't believe that letting Lukman play QI then putting the S on maximizes spread. I haven't worked it out, of course. Q sticks are always quite complicated, but in any case, the result of the game not in doubt, so you can update that for everyone watching at home. So John with the win, uh, Kevin with the win, Dad with the win. Don't count the chick until it's hatched. Coming from a Ricky player, yes. I will revisit it to make sure, of course. I believe Fiagol took down Joa, so Melvin did take down Joseph. Uh, just get the poll started for next round. You can see the bot has posted the options in chat. You can also see under round 3, option 1, Paul versus Melvin, 2, Kevin versus John, and so on. I will be hanging out on ISC looking at some of the games have started already. Odette did win the game, so no Rickies on her part. So please vote quickly if you if you want to choose which game we watch next. I'll just update the score and then we will Just jump into a game. Uh, it should be. I made it permanent when I created it, but um, is there a problem? Vote, you have to do exclamation point vote space and then the number that you want. I see a vote for the two. Uh, and get started with that. I don't want to miss out on too much of the action. Mm, a heap is a play. CP also a play. More defensive. Makes sense. Makes sense. We'll concede a double double. Don't see anything. Mm, it's at least earliest. Oh, what the has come to visit. I think Will forgot to turn that off. I'll remind him at some point. Earliest was missed. Fortunate for John. Kevin coming back immediately auto soul. So pretty significant punish for missing Merlius there, since that would also have blocked auto soul. Uh if you if you use Ziziva and Ziziva has an option to search the definitions of words and enter Milton in, I'm sure you can get you'll get all the words that are listed as Miltonian. I'm not sure if the bot can do it. David Elder identifying jet foils as an option for Uranai. Will he see it? Uh, the bot does have Twitch bot does have a lot of advanced capabilities as well. Trying to reading to see. No, I don't think Twitch bot is capable of searching the definitions, but Ziziva can certainly do it. That worked. You are the chosen one. Oh, thank you. Alto Ruffle on Earth. Altogether Ruffle. Oh, what a great word. Thank you for your contributions to English, Milton. What would we do without you? It seems like jet foils has not been spotted. There are some reasonable non-big options as well. Beijoa. just JO, keeping EIFT blank. So unfortunate about Jet Force, but the JO better than Feijoa for sure. Kevin gets Walkers. Got punished for missing a couple of bingos. Now, even with the blank, it looks like a clunky rack. I believe Will has started streaming. If somebody could do me a favor, could go over to Will's stream and inform him that I don't need Potterer in my chat anymore. But it's also fine if it it hangs around for a while. You just get double the definitions. It's twice as good. No one can argue with that logic. We did see Kurenai play pretty well in a previous game. Unfortunately, a couple of misses for him this in this one. Presume he just wants to play something like Fob. Try for the Mingo again on next turn. Oh, stupendous. That's not so bad. That's just stupendous with an I. There are lots of words that have OUS, IOUS variations. Oh, okay. That unadventurous. The plural of unadventurous. Gosh, that one does look very strange. Very nice tanking now. Yep, for ooh, flatten. For blocks flattens for Kevin. Bob looks like coming in clutch here. Kevin probably not very pleased to see that. They like Ato, it's reasonable. Oh, I must have missed the follow. Thank you to Jaco for the follow. Fatal does come down. This does look like a more reasonable rack for Don. Can he get a bingo in? Fatal blocking velocity. Velocity would still fit here, but for a lot less call. Ooh, that's a very nice spot. Double V bingo. Votively. All's about even now. But can Kevin do with this rack? I think there's something pretty good through the Y. No, it wasn't that. It was a neo type. The P here. Looking for type words. So Peony, a reasonable play, if not the best. One with a pretty yucky rack. How to dump these vowels. Hmm. No obvious way. That might mean John is in some trouble then. Guess yeah, I was just about to suggest a playthrough there. Keloy looks like perhaps the best of it, but the leaf, three vowels, still imbalanced and score. Well, the score is probably as best as you can do. So good spot by John of Teloy. Mm, Kevin now drawing the Q. I wonder if there's some merit playing the Q like this. The number of seven-letter bingos that you could draw, but it doesn't look like they will fit. So not much of a point in that. But if you add the N on the G becomes a lot worse on your rack. So NG goes well together, makes the G less of a bad tile. Otherwise, no, not a great deal of options. Maybe he chooses to keep the Q. Mm, is the Q getting any better? I guess if he draws one of the six remaining eyes, he can go for QI. He'll have QIS. So, well, actually, I guess seven remaining eyes from his perspective. So yeah, that might be a solid play. I would prefer, if possible, to get rid of more tiles with more shots at drawing that Q. But I think that would involve a pretty big point sacrifice. So help at the very least a solid play. These have been a couple of pretty tricky racks. Looking at this, I'm also like not having any ideas about what to do. Hmm, deluge. Seems quite aggressive. Does take D and S on the end, so three Ds, two S's unseen. Not exactly where you want to be. Thank you. Nice leaf. Potentially we're going here, or making use of the T. Because we're deeving, keeping a U. It's not ideal, but the score is good. Uh, Not so sure about deeving. It feels like a better balance can be struck between scoring and keeping a good lead. No I for Kevin, but does draw an A for Cat, so see that pretty quickly. Still thinking about that deeving turn. Maybe deeving is fine. Now with some pretty good tiles, but also IIU, which holding the rack back from becoming a bingo. It seems like fishing here is pretty reasonable. He has now that he's stuck this G out here, if he keeps ING, then potentially draw bingos there. His lane is available as well. With the S, he's well suited to use this T. Stars go well together. That is the idea he goes for. He does play them. It's quite clever actually because he's playing in that area, but it ends up defending his ING because obviously ING will still play, but it's now less likely that Kevin can make use of that spot. It's quite a strange board because there basically aren't any good scoring opportunities. The the main ways to score now are to play bingos because there are still several spots available for those. So both players are incentivized to play more balance, to focus more on their leaves, play more balancing moves, and try to hit the bingos first. I think we will end up seeing something similar from Kevin, unless there's a good overlapping play through this G that I'm not seeing. It's worth noting that this play of Uni is coming in pretty clutch because Kevin probably saw this while waiting for Brown to make a play. Kevin had a bingo through the G that is now obstructed by Uni. Uh, Anyone in the chat has spotted that. Thank you to Comet for the follow. Glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome. So playing off the tiles AO or AGO somewhere. The on plan for balancing. Yep, Benji has seen the bingo that Kevin would have had. Hannah Gorgeous. Very nice play. There are a couple of words that have Gorge in them. The interesting thing is that if you take a look in chat, not all of them form the adjectival form. There, there, are, there are more of them that form the adjectival form Gojic than there are for just the base of Goj. David Alda still entertaining us with Milton. I almost said Marlon. It's kind of similar, is it? Milton's wonderful creations, except that Marlon's wonderful creations have not yet made it into the dictionary. Hmm, can he use ing here? I was a bit surprised about going, but it's actually a good move. I failed to note that Kevin is actually a significant distance ahead, so without a bingo, it makes sense for him to restrict some opportunities, which he does very well by playing a Goen, taking out this lane for 7 and these three float. Or the U is not very relevant, these two floaters. I guess the S somewhat relevant, so three floaters. Uh, that would be better than just fishing for a bingo of his own in the context that he has to lead. So apologies for not quite picking up on that and saying the wrong thing about what the correct strategy is. Wrongings. I believe that is spelled by a W. I spelled with a W. Getting destroyed by Tian Rong. Ren I falling pretty low on time. Another tough situation. The more low scoring fishes he plays to try and hit the bingo, the easier it is for Kevin to just pull ahead without playing a bingo of his own. It does look like Nog might be a reasonable option, setting up the S and still retaining the ing for this lane. The score difference is not so wide yet that it's worrying. Well, actually, maybe this is better. The S can often be in a sixth spot in a seven-letter word, but with these tiles, it's more likely to be in fourth spot, making some word with SION. So nag, I think is the way to go about it. I was gonna say locally we'd have he goes for knock, it's fine as well. Locally we have a match play tournament that has now just been able to resume with the lifting of some restrictions related to the coronavirus. In that tournament, Wei Bin will be playing against Tian Rong, so he'll be hoping to avoid a wronging. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring you live coverage of that. Looks like missing on the bingo again. Chia taking out the S hook, but opening up the C. Korean easily scoring here just sync at minimum, potentially more. Zinc does use the I for the I and the N in fact, for the ing, so not ideal. This G lane becomes pretty difficult to use without ing. Might not be realistic for John to be passing up the score of 45 points for Zinc here though. What's with Zoic? Being okay, I see where that's going. That keeps the N. So it keeps four vowels and four consonants NRST, and there are not that many vowels available. But I do like that play. That's a very creative play by John there, because with three I's unseen to him, he could easily pick an I, and then he would need only one more vowel. So can easily play an ing bingo with only two vowels, an I for ing and something like snorting, starting, turnings, and so on. So this makes the G a genuine threat, and if he hits, he should be in good shape to win the game. Kevin with a nice track of his own, but no place to play the bingos, Desire, Darius, and so on. You will have to try and score well as well, because with only a 19-point lead, he might be concerned that Kurenai could just outscore him without a bingo, making use of some of the scoring tiles left, like the X. I actually had seen Allegiance, the Miltonian spelling, before. I don't know counterfect. Counterfeit. Uh, goes for ER. Take out the Z. Uh, Gone playing very quickly. Didn't see his rack. Since he dumped off WC, I assume he had an awkward one. Amusingly, Kevin is just off of having Zuke sides. That needs to be a T. That will score a lot. Yeah, that sensible play by Kevin here. I was just about to say he just needed to take out the G, and he should be on track to win this game. And this is a very creative way of doing so. Not apparently interfering with the G directly, but taking out ING and INGS. So those are the most threatening ways for the G to be used. So Earbud, Subada, Obbers here not gonna play. Kevin obviously done a great job of shutting the board down, but he doesn't need the bingo to win, so he'll be fine with that. So I think pretty good game from Kevin here. We saw some solid defensive play, especially with Argon and this XI play. Careful to make sure he converts his advantage into a victory. Shaq last horn. Not Miltonian. That appears to be Spencerian. I wear that on nights out. A kind of gilt leather. Have you graduated from the Miltonian words to the Spencerian ones? Now that I have unlocked the powers of Ziziva for you. Abe. It's not actually pronounced like that. Abe. To act like Abraham Lincoln. He aped for a bit about uh, the qualities of a good leader, but no one listened to him. This is a family-friendly stream. Am I allowed to use the define of that? Okay, perfectly family-friendly definition. Oh, for some reason, Kurenai did challenge a bit. It is not ape. Maybe he thought it was ape. Ape, of course, not a word. So looks like Kevin takes this one. Family stream kappa. How dare you, Benji? This is I am a very respectable man. A very respectable stream. Survey some of the other results. Uh, Lukeman taking down Mohammed Suma. So Ireland 1. Looks like Kevin's got this game. Ireland 2. Mitsurugi taking down Induswits. Ireland 3. Ooh, so Ireland pulling ahead again. Odette pulling one back for the Philippines by beating Sawari, however that word is pronounced. And Jawar so keeping the Philippines in with a victory over Joseph. So 3-2 to Ireland. That puts the score at 9-8. So still very close. Update the scores. 9. Uh, Korean did have chances in that game. Sadly, missing a couple of bingos, which it looked like in the end proved fatal, despite nice spot of votively. Uh, Kevin very solid play for Kevin. Good plays. Ekon XI. You just shift over to the match breakdown, so I can enter in the results. So all beats Melvin. Kevin beats John. Ben beats Hamatsuma. Cadet beats Virgil, and Joa beats Joseph. All right. Well, we are now past the halfway mark. Still very close in this match between. Yes. 8-7. Gosh, I cannot add. I did only sleep for 4 hours because I was watching stream. I was watching Scrabble streams, of course. Went to bed and had to wake up for Benji's stream. So apologies if I'm making more mistakes than usual. And also show you the pool standing so we can talk a bit about the implications of this match overall. These I believe I have the latest results. So a couple of 0 and 2. So Ghana and New Zealand unfortunately out of the tournament, not be able to qualify. 3 2 and 0s, Pakistan, Canada, USA. Streamers don't sleep. Uh, I don't know about you, but I need my sleep just like everyone else. In fact, probably more. I really enjoy sleeping. Sleeping is great. Like, just sleeping is awesome. Um, the 2 and O's are very, very strong positions. Even if they lose their final match next week, could easily still qualify. Then the 1 and 1s are in the mix. Singapore 1 and 1. Hopefully we beat Canada. Should have a pretty good chance of making it to the elimination rounds if we beat Canada next week. So this match specifically is between Philippines, currently 0 and 1, Ireland 1 and 0. So if the Philippines loses this match, they will be out of the tournament. And in fact, if Ireland wins this match, I think they are also a lock to qualify because it would be 2 wins, and no wins, no wins. So we may see the qualification for Group D decided right now. Of course, for entertainment value, I am hoping that the Philippines takes this one, make things close in Group D. So next week's matches are also exciting. After switching to this way of doing the poll, I have noticed less interest in in taking part in the polling. Is is this uh is this way of doing things less intuitive, harder to use? Please let me know. I will note that as soon as I get affiliate on Twitch, which will be in a couple of streams, I've met all the other requirements. I will be able to use the poll function intrinsic to Twitch, which I think is much more convenient. So it will only matter for a while longer. In any case, I am happy to decide what we will watch if the poll is difficult to use. Let's see. I think we can go back to Mitsurugi for this one. You can see that Joa has been doing fairly well. Currently at 2-1, so an exciting matchup. So head over there. All right, in time to catch the start. Hitting rack from Mitsurugi there. If they have MM keeping EILNT, a strong leaf for being going next turn. Also not giving anything away to your opponent. You are not needing anything though. Starts down Etages. Mitsurugi on the lookout for an O, but none available. Hello, is that Jen or Evans? Yeah, things are going smoothly. Things are going smoothly. Thank you for dropping in. Uh, Will is streaming as well now, right? How's that going? I guess he does have a bingo though. Through this, he just seen that. Is there one or two placements? There are two placements, and it's a word that quite interesting for some of the hooks that it takes. Yes, it's expected. Paul has found Sentinel. Archaic spelling with a C. Oh, Inclement. Nice find through EM. That would be stylish indeed, but fewer actual points. Sentinel does take another L afterwards. Who has drawn a couple of scoring tiles, putting the J. Make use of that, at least with a JAK. Scores 38. I wasn't expecting such a big score. Because it doesn't get the J or the K on a premium tile, but perhaps you can do even better using some of the premium squares around Sentinel. So there's like bank. This keeps the J though, so not sure about that. Also, putting the K here will increase your opponent's score by a bit. Okay, Wales. So India is currently leading the UK 3-2. While we're waiting to see what draw goes with Jack. That's what I was leaning to. I don't really like keeping the J on this board when there are not many great opportunities available. Best to take the score while you can. Paul can reply with something like, oh wait, no, sorry, that makes OL. Probably don't want to do that. Both. Fine. I guess if you're gonna do that, you might as well do this. There should be more. Yeah. Hop. ELOR, balanced at least, if not the best leaf. Borehole. Didn't see that. Paul certainly will. I am looking at chat. You did give you gave me like only a couple of seconds. Uh, for whole, yep, from here. Certainly expect that Mitsurugi will find that. Oh, slightly unexpected miss, and he goes for Lobo. Uh, Yeah, I think as Zelda mentions, no reason not to play Hobo there. Better than Hop. Scores better and plays off that O. O's not great fouls. Mitsurugi missing ball hole. Plays a still reasonable move. Very creditable, but is punished. One vowel. Guess he'll be. What does he do here? Hurt or hurted to play an extra D? Probably the score difference means it's hurt. Thank you to the Zami for the follow. Maybe some options. Well, I mean, that is not a good leave. That is not a good leave. I don't think you can play that. Oh, if you're gonna do this, I guess you are setting up your D. Maybe some merit to that, but it's kind of market-esque that keeping four consonants. If you don't draw like two vowels, your options are gonna be limited on the next turn again. So one advantage of hurt is that it just avoids that problem. So I think over four rather than three tiles, bigger chance of picking the vowels necessary. But hurt, giving away more and what this is more defensive and sets up the D's on your rack. Ooh, nice rack here for Joa. Sevens don't appear to fit on the board. Three seven-letter bingos there. Does have Centroid, and that comes down. So would he have had something? Uh, if EDH was the play instead. Uh, might not have. So it's like a slight punish for hurt if EDH is indeed the better play. I mean, not slight punish. It's a if EDH is better, it's only slightly better, but it's a pretty bad punish to let your opponent play 80-point bingo. Hello to Sushi Pop. See a couple of new faces in chat. Welcome, welcome. Uh, all having picked the blank. Probably still doesn't have a bingo. All those situations still holding him back. Now he goes for ADH. I think EDH really stand out now at least. He still has one more D because he had three D, so still holding on to that D for jam. But there is also the E hook making jam B, so it's not by no means exclusive there. The one with no E's though, just sort out the right with WAI, unduplicating the A and the I. All getting a bit unlucky with these pulls, like again with the blank, but PV don't think he can bingo. Hmm. And in fact, given that his only actual vowel is an O, he's gonna find it quite difficult to make any play because he doesn't want to use his blank up without playing a bingo. what's going on? This is the virtual World Cup of Scrabble. Uh, because of the ongoing public health crisis, most real life Scrabble tournaments are unable to go on, and the Collins Coalition, COCO, has organized an online event as a replacement. We are currently in a match between Ireland and the Philippines. Uh, I might not have. Zelda is back. Yeah, go ahead. If you, I have it already. If you just use the command VWC, it will uh, it will link there. Exclamation point VWC. And yeah, as I was saying, what is going on is that exclamation point VWC. Yeah, you got it. We are currently in the group stages of the tournament. Uh, Philippines taking on Ireland. The match is very close. Ireland one game ahead. 8-7 in first to 13 wins. I am taking part as part of the Singaporean team, but Singapore has already played this week. Uh, so the games are timed. The players have that amount of time to play all their moves. They can go overtime for 1 minute on ISC with and suffer a 10-point penalty. After that, if you go beyond that, you just lose. So in this game, Paul Mitsurugi is actually quite low on time since there are many tiles left. Can you advise me on what word to use when I'm attacking? Well, it depends on what letters you have and you know the position on the board. The most useful general advice I can give to someone who wants to get better is to study the high probability words. There's a program called Ziziva. You If you Google Collins Ziziva, you'll be able to find it, and that can generate the appropriate word lists. So the nice thing about that is that by studying just a small number of words, you get to you get a lot of use out of them. Yeah, it's not for everyone. Like it's unfortunately the way this game works, like many other competitive endeavors, is that studying is important. Just like in chess, top players study openings. Kind of similar. The difference is that usually with a good intuition in chess, even if you are completely unaware of what opening theory says, you can still work it out for yourself. It's harder to do that with Scrabble. Like you can make some reasonable guesses about some words, but that's risky since your word might get rejected and then you lose your turn. All tanking again here. He's in a bad spot. He's been holding the blank for a long time, but no bingos, and Joa pulling away with consistent scoring. He did get Gwyn hooking onto Jambi. Yeah, Paul still desperately trying to balance plays his truck for only 5 points. Trying to open the board up as well for his bingos. So reading lanes here and here. Joa, however, scoring well, taking them all out. He does give some other stuff back now through EAB. But still, the score of 36 puts him more than 100 points ahead. Thank you very much, Coco Scrabble, for that link. I should set up some commands to do it myself, but I haven't done so yet. I should note though that the Scrabble Player's Handbook is not the site where it's supposed to be hosted is down. You can still find it online if you just Google the Scrabble Player's Handbook hosted on some random website. I did this recently, but you can't find it where it's supposed to be. That is a pretty comprehensive guide to how to get better at the game, written by some of the best players in the world. Oof. A E O O U from no vowels to five vowels. Paul is not having a. Oh wait, no, sorry, this is Joas, right? No, no, it is Paul's right. I was right. Paul's not having a good game. Yeah. Coco, if you just if you just Google, you'll find it. It's in fact, it's not that big, right? Perhaps you could consider archiving it on your own site since the main site is down. It'll be best not to rely on whoever is currently hosting it. Uh, the moves are gonna come quicker now because Paul's short on time. I might miss some things. Uh, Joa looking like he's got a pretty good rack. Any one plus blank. Does that go through B? Or you taking out the lane next to Y for things like annoyed, Noyance would also have played that, yes. Don't see something through the B. Maybe there's something with the Y. Uh-huh. That seems remote as well. So Joa, 50-point lead. Uh, he must know that him, or rather he should be assuming that Paul's rack is pretty good based on the history of this game. Paul's just been doing things like playing his Z, playing V and X. Well, there are two possibilities to be more precise. One is that Paul's rank is just very clunky, so he has to do that. The other is that Paul is close to a bingo, and he just wants to play off a couple of tiles to keep his good tiles on his rack to maximize the chance of getting a bingo. In this case, it is in fact the latter, but there may be some uncertainty. There's yawn that opens up the board because YU takes A and R in front. Not sure I like that. Maybe he is comfortable with that because he has a blank as well, and he's essentially saying okay, if Paul gets a bingo, I get a bingo, and I'm still in a great position. Might happen. So I mean, let's immediately see things like Revin for a very high score. There is some consideration of trying to put the V first because that doesn't make any two-letter words, so Paul couldn't hook his bingo onto it. But that would mean not putting the V here. Given the margin, I think Joash would be pretty comfortable just playing something like this. Take the points. You go up by so much that you could easily withstand a bingo. Even if he chooses to sacrifice points, and he does choose to sacrifice points, but I mean, if Paul has the blank, Paul can still do stuff with the B. Not entirely sure about that. Maybe it is correct to play more defensively because Joe resigned. Is that allowed by the Tottenham rules? So Paul now has squales on his rack, but well, Reverend wouldn't have allowed that either. No, Marlon, why are you apologizing? I I wasn't I was asking if resigning is allowed by the rules because I don't recall seeing anything about it. But if he did resign, there's nothing wrong with you telling me that he did. So if that's true, then it's true. We'll I am not the tournament director. I'm just helping with the coverage. I will leave we'll leave that kind of thing to the tournament directors to sort out. Uh, Baptiste, not a word. Someone's name. So yeah, I would say the outcome of this game not in doubt. All will probably players should not resign their games because spread matters. Yes, that is what I was thinking, but I'll leave it to you to sort it out with the Irish team. Nice find, Bresaola. Not gonna make a big difference. You can see all still behind by a significant margin after that. Joa challenges Bresaola. He can do that and still win for sure. Yeah, so this game is going to Joa. Since that's the case, I'll start moving around to collect results from the others. Many games appear to be still in progress. Let's see what Malom, aka Kevin of Ireland's up to, and he's getting beaten up by Indus Wiz of the Philippines. Indus Wiz being Melvin. 120-point lead, 10 in the bag. If Melvin plays this correctly, he shouldn't. Kevin shouldn't be able to come back. The key idea here would be to leave less than 7 in the bag, so Kevin cannot bingo twice. So a four tile, any kind of four tile play, especially one blocking this lane, pretty strong. Hold on to the X if you want to, like for instance. So I think it's likely that this will go to the Philippines as well. So that's 2 wins for the Philippines. Orake of the Philippines. So Montezuma leading in Sawari, who is Diego of Ireland. So, this one is bag is empty. Okay, so looks like Orake will take this one. So 3 wins for the Philippines. So Philippines certainly keeping it close. In this Indus Wiz versus Malo. Melvin, yes, that is correct. So we saw this already. My apologies. The other games I've been looking for have ended. Someone remarked that Joseph resigned his game, so I suppose that's going to count as a loss regardless of the other implications on the for the tournament. So it's 4 wins for the Philippines, and Kurenai beat MGI. So Kurenai also the player is the also a Philippine player. So clean sweep for the Philippines here in round 4. Uh, yeah, Joseph, don't worry about it. Okay, so the Philippines takes a pretty big lead. If it looks like they're going to win all 5 games this round. Go to the match breakdown here. I just credit Philippines raw score. So remember, it's first to 13 wins. So the Philippines just 1 win away from taking this match. So Ireland will need to perform the reverse sweep against the Philippines to come back from this position. Massive, massive win for the Philippines in this round. Make my life easy since just turn on all the Philippine flags. Did he? I thought I saw let me see. All right. Wait, what? How? Oh, I saw wrongly. I assumed this was Aura. I thought this was Aura K's rack. No, but of course this was Sawari's rack, and he didn't go out. So okay, I'll just correct that. So 11, still a very very good result for the Philippines. So just two wins in the final round will do it for them. That's of course the danger of just glancing at games. But in order to get all the results in a timely way, unfortunately, I have to correct that. The, the score is now correct, and so your goal should have been credited. Okay. Yep. Good luck to you, Joseph. Hopefully you get at least another win. Mm, so, Philippines with an advantage, just not as big a one as I initially thought. Mm, we just take a look at what's going on overall. Because the Philippines went down to USA last week. This week is a must win for them, and they're doing a pretty good job of it so far. If they do lose this week, so if Ireland wins the final round by a score of 4-1 or better, the Philippines will be eliminated. They will have no chance of making it through the knockout rounds. I believe, yeah, because then Ireland will be on two, and then with two twos and two zeros, the zeros can't catch the twos. But the Philippines are well placed to win here, so it's like Group D will not be decided tonight unless Ireland really pulls out all the stops in this final round. It's like matches are getting underway. So we just take a look at the lineup. Let's decide what we're gonna watch. Oh, the top seeds are playing Paul versus Odette. I think we've got every reason to be interested in that matchup. So that actually hasn't started as well. So we can catch it right from the beginning as soon as I believe Paul is just reviewing his game. He's gonna be quite disappointed at his miss of ball hole. That one, tough spot for sure. Tough spot. In this position, in this position, Paul unfortunately missed ball hole, and things went downhill from there. Holding onto the blank, but couldn't deploy it effectively while pulling ahead. Sometimes one mistake causes your entire game to collapse. It can be really, really tough to fight through. Like one of those games from ball hole, like not you know, by no means a terrible mistake because that's a tough spot for sure. Still waiting for the match to commence. It's not started yet. Actually, have the other window open so I can see when they start. Still haven't started. Paul looks like he's going over this game with a fine-tooth comb. I mean, that is a part of what makes a good Scrabble player, reviewing your games and identifying your mistakes. But in the interest of the tournament, one hopes that he would save it for after this round. But it's fine as long as it doesn't take too long. There's always the temptation to look at the game while it's still fresh in your mind. You know what? We'll just like hop into something else while waiting for that to get started. I want to have nothing going on stream like that. We're just waiting. Mm, Bitnets, not in fact a word, although life-saving technology. I uh, Bitnets are a very cheap way of stopping children in particular from getting malaria. So there are several good charities that basically focus on getting bitnets to people who need it. Anyone is more interested, I'm happy to provide more details. Ben displayed by Post of Vinosity, nice play. Rack for Indus Wiz here as well though. Definitely be bingoing. Question is what is best. Almost has 9 timers, slightly different tiles. Could have myelitis, myelites. He will have to settle for a non-bingo play to the Y. Yeah, I don't think anything else could even be as good. Particularly as there's one of them that gets the M on the double, so a big score if Indus Wiz can unravel it. Yeah, they have started. You could play Tony's brother. Uh, yes, I see. One of the anagrams being Tally Sim, Singaporean expert named Tony Sim. See, it's like that went first with Pratt. Is someone's name as well, but it's also a word. Fans of Chris Pratt out there. Odette and that first against Paul. Zelda is back. What are the two best Shakespearean words or whatever you've got on to enlighten me? Yeah, ABY looks very solid. Uh, and it is played. So great leave of E and RST as well as retaining the E for this lane. So with many draws, you easily get a bingo that covers both these squares and scores a lot. Odette's reg is bad. she can't respond effectively. Like she could make an enormous sacrifice to take this out, but that can't be worth it. Like haven't played a J, so this is pretty straightforward. Exchange J. Oh no, Jenny. I didn't see that option. That was pretty straightforward. Exchange J and Q, but Jenny is probably better than that, and it does somewhat restrict a buy. So I was too focused on hooking E here. Jenny could find Biodet. Didn't see that. So, this looks like QI. BGRST blank, like not amazing, but works well with this N. So picking, am I right to say picking any vowel gives a bingo? To the N. I guess E doesn't quite work. Any of the other ones. Bugs. I think I disagree with that. QI is the play there. But I mean, it is not like clear. I just, I'm just, I'm not really on board with keeping the Q. Like the temptation is always to think I can use my blank as a U and maybe get a bingo, but if you're doing that, you're effectively keeping QU on your rack, which while better than a solitary Q, is not actually good. Orake just played Silver Rise against Joe and leads by about 80 points. Well, 80 points definitely a deficit that Joe could overcome. Yeah, tablet Scrabble notes only 4 vowels on the board. That increases the value of QI, I believe, since you're more likely to draw a vowel. The thing is, if you drew an E, even though you don't have a bingo should end, you would have a bingo hooking on the Pratt. Pratt does hook, right? Yeah, so it would be playable bingo here. That I think QI is the play there rather than Burks. Don't like the Q. All with U, very, very ugly. Probably trying to look for a way to shed as many of those tiles as possible. Isn't a great one though, as far as I can see. Yeah, unclip, but keeps WU. So, oof. Might still be the best you could do, but WU just and wow, stick the U in just the right place for quotes. Sort of that's rack out very nicely. Quoth does take the A hook, Quotha. So might if Paul draws an A, he might be able to use that. Maybe instead of unclip, you can just change. Like UW is just so bad. Yeah, we see here the continuing effects of keeping UW. Paul unluckily picks another U, but it's not like that is the reason why his rack is awkward. Just in itself, at least. And he make use of the Quotha hook. His Tau Iwi through an I. His I doesn't work. His I doesn't work. Oh, he plays Fiat, keeping Uwu on his rack. I mean, that is probably justifiable. Just because it's a great score and you don't want to leave that A hook for your opponent. You may well be setting it up. I think the point at which Paul might have taken a different route is unclip, changing rather than unclip. Put that here with the X. Probably looks like that's holding her back from a bingo. So getting rid of the X somehow is the priority here. Perhaps the X. Good score. Leave MNRS not the best, but the flexibility of the blank counterbalances that. You also have this free E, very useful for a leave like that, and this I could be useful. AX also keeping the scoring going. Yeah, I see AX come down. Solid play there from Odette. Man, these youths have really been sticking out like a sore thumb. They are still there. It's been like what, 3 turns? Or can finally shed them, I guess, with I guess Fugu is a bit better, keep the E. Whoa, what? I don't, I don't even want to attempt to pronounce that. All continues to keep you. What is going on? And wow, good job for that of both of 2 vowels. I immediately see a four for a lot. But your first priority should be checking through this W to see if you can cover both of these triple squares. Some some Strowman, no, not a word. Misowner. Hmm. Interesting. You mean thief? I saw the misowner's face clearly. It was him. Other potential options. Semi-worn. That's a really good phony. Please, I will endeavor to forget it. Something like Maureen's. It's not as good as Foreman's. Something that puts the M here. So Foreman's 95. Score at least 95 available. Semi-worn. Yeah, for that. Sports Foreman's. The U's continue to plague Paul. I really feel like he would have been in much better shape had he just taken his lumps 4 turns ago. Yep, valid anagram is winsomer, no semi-worn. Do worms make nests? Like, does the concept of a nest worm even make sense? Like, I guess Yao was retaining Fugu, so like could potentially justify on those grounds. Probably still want to play Fugu for. Excuse me. Probably still want to play Fugu first. He goes for score with Fuchs. An option I didn't consider. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Oh, right. Yeah, sorry about the pool. Yeah, it is annoying that on the web version you have to keep remembering to bring up the pool. Obligatory hashtag Macondo when. They're putting the pressure on with Howdy for 40 points. So finally, the U's are gone from Paul's rack. I guess he's all things considered, he's survived pretty well, but arguably like he was quite lucky because despite the fact that he essentially had 2 dead slots on his rack, keeping the 2 U's there, the other 5 tiles was still enough to keep him scoring. Is there something here? CH being a word. So, uh, it's not a word. See anything? Any suggestions in the chat for this turn? Oddly enough, this is the turn that Paul has spent the longest time in a while on, and that's after shedding both views. Like fold, it's pretty uninspired. Back, maybe. That's a terrible lead. Hmm. Excuse me. Uh, yeah, just a real lack of good options here for Mitsurugi, and once again he's running down his clock. We've seen him be in time trouble in a couple of these games. Definitely, I would say justified taking his time on this turn though. Back here, it's better than back there presumably, just for the extra score. Yeah, I have just noticed there are 20 vowels in the unseen. Oh, great suggestion by debut of Clado. That looks really strong. I was uh something like fold is not too bad though, because the vowel imbalance means that keeping three consonants, one vowel, easily be balanced out by the back. Joseph back in the chat. So reporting that Muhammad Suma, alienee here, of course, and Odette gets it down quickly. So, pretty lucky pick. Now Paul in serious trouble, and wow, despite the vowel heaviness of the back, Paul draws no vowels. That is unfortunate. Clado is better than fold, so great spot by Nibiu, and punished. Paul punished for missing Clado. Paul has been getting really severely punished for what are objectively quite slight errors. Yeah, fold is okay. I do think Clado is better though. Bit too close. I mean, you have to consider that he doesn't know alienate is happening, so I don't think it's too close at all. Claro, you still have this S, and this is a lane for sevens. The, the E is available as well. This T onto this E, placed down here to open things up. And he wasn't that far behind because obviously was unaware that would be hitting him with alienate 80 points. But then now drawing the Z, she can score well with that. That will probably lock the game up. How can that be achieved? I was just about to say Zuya there. I was hesitating though because that could give pretty big. In fact, I thought I thought Croak when it makes OA. There should be something. Cork at least. So maybe Zuya played a bit too hastily, or that perhaps eager to exploit Paul's time trouble. But if Paul can get a bingo-like score here, that will certainly raise his winning chances. Like Paul almost had like stockade, which have been absolutely ridiculous. Anybody seen anything better than Cork? Guess not. Cork is played, so it's Rugi getting a little bit closer. If we got that's a nice word. I was looking for a play here though, but does she have to make the hooks okay? Just dubbed you, so not, not easy to play there. With 9,000 in the back, or that with I mean, what is this? It's actually a 90-point lead. She just needs to play at least 4 tiles. I think will lock it up. So I think 4 tiles means that Paul cannot play two bingos in a row. Uh, Delta, do you mean Bigot like this? It definitely can't lose, but I, I'm still wondering about possibly getting more score just for 133 or God and DZO. Uh, Paul, in any case, does not have a bingo, does not have the blank either. So Odette could easily have picked the blank. Probably four eyes unseen of 12 tiles. So with this second win, even without considering the other results, this will mean that the Philippines takes down Ireland to keep their hopes of qualifying for the knockout rounds alive. So assuming that Odette wins this, which seems pretty clear at this point, well done to the Philippines. And while waiting for Paul to make a move, I can briefly switch to this. So Philippines seeded last in their group, got pretty badly beaten by the top seed in their group, the United States, but now beating the second seed Ireland by a pretty convincing margin actually. Assuming there are some more wins among the remaining three matches I don't know about. So if they beat New Zealand next week, they will have a genuine shot, and New Zealand may be pretty demoralized. New Zealand already out of the tournament, 0-2, nothing to play for but pride. Or just playing anything. I think I don't know why the latter might be a good play, but that does draw the blank. Options see elder side, probably something better than that. Be something using this D or this E. Oh, Mrs. Algicide. Bit unfortunate, but doesn't really matter. Congrats to the Philippines, says Jesse Day of the United States. Yes, congrats to the Philippines indeed. Very well done. Taking down an Irish team with some very strong players, including Paul Gallen and what is Kevin's last name? Kevin McMahon. I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. Spelled Mahon, but I think it's pronounced Kevin McMahon. That's right. Geil blank D. Yeah, Degiil blank. Good pronunciation of Kev's name, says the Irishman. Thank you very much. Uh, I almost pronounced it phonetically, but I caught it at the last moment. Uh, Sanjaro reports that Joa also wins, so yeah, looks like it will be a Filipino win, I should say, by more at the minimum margin. I'll just cite a tough spot. I'm not sure if there was anything else. So I look it up now. The D, the E, nothing. So it's like I'll just cite. Well, I guess it was an R as well. Nothing the R. So I'll just cite the only play there. No. What is the expression? No water off her back. Why do I think it's that? That sounds terrible. Man, I'm supposed to be able to speak English. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't really matter for that. She still wins handily. Convincing victory over Mitsurugi here. Sanjaro congratulating the Philippines. Yes, well done to the Philippines. Yes, you go over to this screen. Win that to Adet, Jawa, and Mohamed Suma getting his first win of the tournament in the first win of this match in the last round. At least not left out entirely in the cold. Brena and Sawari is still playing. What is the last one? I don't have. No skin off her back, yes. That makes so much more sense. No water off her back. But what am I thinking? I'm awful at this. I hope Odette doesn't watch that part. Oof. Uh, John also winning. Okay, I will take Marlon's word for it. So, oh, but, wait, yes, so, John winning here. So by 4-1, I assume that, Lukman beat Melvin. Uh, that's, very gracious of you to say, Joseph. Yes, well done to the Irish team as well. Made it close until the end. And water off a duck's back. Yeah, that might be it. I'm trying to. Lukman won his match. Yes, I'm just trying to press the correct button. Yes, he did it. But I also moved something I shouldn't have. I reversed that. Now that's the wrong button. Also the wrong button. Okay, we did it. I wish my name had man in it. You could change it to David Man. David Man, or maybe David Alderman. That makes the final score 10-15 in the Philippines' favor. Okay, then that wraps up Ireland versus the Philippines. Uh, there's don't go away. There's still more Scrabble to come. In a short while after wrapping up, I'll be bringing us all over to Will Anderson's channel, where the UK is currently battling India. That they should be right in the thick of it as we arrive. Uh, what should we say to Will as we get there? Any suggestions in the chat? Thank you very much, Joseph. The thank you as well to Coco. Okay, so maybe before we do the raid, I could just update the standings and summarize the state of play briefly in in Group D. So as I've been saying, this was a must win for the Philippines, and to their credit, they came through. So now in Group D, New Zealand is out of contention. The USA are strong favorite for qualifying, and Ireland and the Philippines probably battling for the other spot. So the Philippines will be taking on New Zealand next, and so I do feel that New Zealand may be slightly demoralized by the fact they've gone 0 and 2. Uh, good opportunities for the Philippines there. While Ireland will have to face a really pretty tough opponent in the USA. So oh wait, sorry, I misspoke. New Zealand is not mathematically eliminated. They would have been if Ireland won, but since Ireland lost, there's a potential for New Zealand to beat the Philippines, the US to beat Ireland, and then New Zealand to qualify on tiebreakers. So forgive me for that. I was thinking about I confused the scenarios. In any case, the I feel like the Philippines may actually be in a better spot than Ireland, unfortunately for all the fans of Ireland out there, because Ireland has yet to play the very top seed in their group, the US, very strong opponent. Whereas Philippines will be taking on New Zealand that's gone 0 and 2 so far, and so that means that I think Philippines has the stronger shot of being the other qualifier. The USA obviously a favorite for qualifying in first. Ireland still got a chance as well. New Zealand with a very very slim chance if a lot of things will fall their way. And I think that about wraps it up. Thank you to everyone who has been watching. I hope you enjoyed the stream. If you liked it, please hit that follow button. It's down there, right below me, or right below the video, I guess. In this screen, my video is a little bit towards the center. And yeah, let's get ready to go over the wheel, where you can continue to enjoy all the Scrabble action in the virtual World Cup. Uh, there's still time to decide what we should type in Will's chat. Can I say sex rate 100%? That's a perhaps a slightly inappropriate remark, but I'm sure Will appreciate it. Maybe says no. I think it's a great idea. You don't have to join in if you don't want to. All right, let's go.